rabbit, and you might have noticed as they were walking in, and each one of them has a favorite rabbit of their own. And we used the rabbits this year to give them a feeling of keeping a steady beat, and they will be keeping a steady beat in a portion of the refrain part of this song. Many skills that we learn in first grade. In the first grade year is how to play a melody, how to repeat a melody, and also how to play a xylophone. And what we're going to be using today is the two xylophones to represent nature in minor. The melody that the children play, that Laura and Chris play, is going to be a major melody. And that is a melody that has a very happy sound. And the melody that Michael and Melissa are going to play is in a minor melody, which has a rather subdued, mysterious, and sometimes sad sound. And fun things that we do in first grade is we learn game songs and songs that do dances to the words of the song, and that's one of the ones we're going to show you today. It's called Draw a Bucket of Water. It's called Draw a Bucket of Water, and it comes from the Afro-American community, and it's a game play song, and the children who are lined up here in front of you are going to perform the game, just so you can see what it looks like. We've done this in the classroom where everyone was in a group of 4, and we start out with a song singing Draw a Bucket of Water, and the boys and girls just kind of rock back and forth. Boys and girls, let me see rock back and forth when you draw a bucket of water. And you notice that they have a partner. Okay? Then the next part is called the freeze, and we count 1 racka-shacka-shacka, 2 racka-shacka-shacka. Let's see the 1 racka-shacka-shacka business. 1 racka-shacka-shacka, 2 racka-shacka-shacka, 3 racka-shacka-shacka. Okay, then we go through a procedure where we let the old ladies under first. Let's see how the old ladies go under first. Okay, then the old men go under. Let the old man under. Okay? Then we have a portion of the song that says, 4 in the sugar bowl, hop, hop, hop. Let's do that. 4 in the sugar bowl, hop, hop, hop. 4 in the sugar bowl, hop, hop, hop. And that goes along with the melody of the song. Today, the boys and girls are going to be using these instruments in a song that maybe you did when you were little, called Little White Duck. And we're going to be using instruments that the children have learned. The rule of thumb is you don't play it if you don't know what it is. And we're going to show you some of these instruments because we're going to ask you to look while they hold them up as I name them. Hopefully they'll remember what they are. We're going to start with the most unusual one called a güiro. Who has the güiro? It's an instrument that's great. It's a Latin American instrument. And in order to play it, it's held in the left hand and you scrape it like a washtub. The next instrument we're going to look at are the finger cymbals, which are small, very small brass plates. And rather than being crashed together, they're played on the edge so that we get a very tingly sound. Can we hear those little finger cymbals? Let's hear little finger cymbals, just a little bit. Okay. And Joey is playing the tambourine, which I'm sure most people recognize. Joey, would you like to tap that on your knee so we can hear what it sounds like? Right. Güiros, let's have you scrape here so everyone knows what those sounds are going to be like. Give it a good scrape. Right, all right. The other instruments that we have are the wood blocks over here. And they sound like woodpeckers. Let's hear the knock-knock on those woodpeckers. Okay, thank you. We also have instruments from Latin America called castanets. They look like little clams, and they have a very unusual, distinctive sound. Would you play those castanets for me? Okay. And then, of course, the ever popular and well-known triangle, which is a piece of steel in the shape of a triangle with an area that's left blank so that it can continue to vibrate. And would you play the triangle so we can hear their beautiful sound? It's very important that they are suspended. You don't hold the triangle in your hand. It has to be suspended, otherwise you don't get that wonderful resonance. So we're going to be doing a song about Little White Duck, and you're going to hear these instruments.
She took the white off the lily pad.
Our next song is called Over the Meadow, and it's a wonderful indicator for solo and chorus singing. We differentiate between group singing, large numbers of children singing together, and solo work, a child singing by himself or herself. And what we've done in this song is we've divided it up so that we have some soloists and then some chorus parts. It's called Over the Meadow. Sing a Little Song of Happiness. It's about springtime, and it's especially fun for the children because they're allowed to use their ability to use their psychomotor skills in this song, and you'll see what we mean in the song. Here we go.
The man was Robert Fulgham. I think I'm pronouncing his name correctly. He wrote Everything I Ever Had in Only Kindergarten. We could sing that for first grade too. So they did their little thing, and how much more pleasant the world would be if at 2:03 every afternoon we got our little blankies, we had a little snack, lay down, took a little rest, got up, held hands, and went about our business. This is what our first grade children showed us today. Another round of applause, please, for our children. Thank you to Mrs. Tompkins, Mrs. Marchetti, and Mrs. Graziano. This concludes our assembly program. Kindergarten and first grade classrooms are on the first floor, second, third, fourth, and fifth are on the second floor. And at this time, if you care to, please go and visit our classrooms. Thank you.
They drove all day long and into the night, and while they traveled along, they looked at the strange houses and different mountains, and they thought about their almost purple grapes back home. They thought about Virginia, but they thought about us, too, waiting in it. So they drank up all their pop and ate up all their crackers, and they traveled up all those miles until finally they pulled into our neighborhood. We look happy to see them. Yeah. Then it was hugging time. Talk about hugging. Those relatives just passed us all around their car, pulling us against their wrinkled Virginia clothes, crying sometimes. They hugged us for hours. Grandma do that sometimes? Yeah. Then it was into the house, and so much laughing and shining faces and hugging in the doorways, you'd have to go through at least 4 different hugs to get from the kitchen to the front room. Those relatives. And finally, after a big supper, 2 or 3 times around, until we all got a turn at the table, there was quiet talk, and we learned 2s and 3s around the house. There's a little calm. The relatives weren't particular about beds, which was good because there weren't any extras. So a few squeezed in with us, and the rest slept on the floor. Some with their arms thrown over the closest person, or some with an arm across one person and a leg across another. It was different going to sleep with all that mean breathing in the house. The relatives stayed for weeks and weeks. They helped us tend the garden, and they fixed any broken things they could find. They ate up all our strawberries and melons, and then they promised we could eat up all their grapes and peaches when we came to Virginia. But none of us thought about Virginia much. We were so busy hugging and eating and breathing together. A little crowded. Finally, after a long time, the relatives loaded up their ice chest and headed back to Virginia at 4 in the morning. We stood there in our pajamas and we waved them off in the dark. We watched the relatives disappear down the road, and then we crawled back into our beds that felt too big and too quiet. Then we fell asleep. And the relatives drove on all day and all day long into the night. And while they traveled along, they looked at the strange houses and different mountains, and they thought about the dark, purple grapes waiting at home in Virginia. But they thought about us too, missing them. And they missed us. And when they were finally home in Virginia, they crawled into their silent, soft beds and dreamed about the next summer. Are you traveling with the relatives this summer?
No. Yes. I did.
No? Joey?
I already did.
Who lives there, Joey?
Mother.
How about you, Jocelyn? Where are you going? Again? You're going away again?
To the shore.
Oh, I'm such a her. She travels all the time. Travis?
From Florida.
Relatives there?
Yes.
You? Okay, how about you, Matt? I'm going to hide somebody's suitcase. Sure.
Oh, you bring it mine.
You should hold me one. Okay, Jared is from these stairs. Turn left, first class. Turn left. Chad's across the hall. Okay, you're welcome. Steven? Florida, and now back to Edward. Okay. You know what I'd like to do right now? I'd like to play a little game with you and with your grandparents.